Hey guys, so this video is going to be about how my respectable Tinder date did not like me. And I know what you're thinking, that's really strange. If he was a nice guy, why wouldn't he like you? What's wrong with you? Well, I asked myself these same questions quite a lot actually. So I'm going to tell you guys the story, how it went down, and maybe leave in the comments below what you think the reason was, because I'm very confused. Of course, through my perspective, I didn't do anything wrong. Through his, well, it could be different. Who knows? Okay, so basically, I was talking to this guy. This was almost a year ago at this point. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly how long we were talking. It was probably less than a week, let's be real. We decided to meet up. He seemed very nice, genuine. His pictures were cute, so I thought that that was a good idea. And of course, I always meet, well, I don't anymore, but when I used to meet people for like, from Tinder or whatever, meet them in public because that's the safe route. Please be safe if you're going to do that. But I would not recommend doing that, honestly. I don't know why I did. So we decided we were going to meet. The plan was we were going to meet up at the mall and then decide where we were going to go to eat because we were going to get dinner. And so we said what cars we had. I saw his car in the parking lot, so I went over to talk to him, and we decided to go to this one restaurant that he liked and thought was good. It was an Italian restaurant, and I love Italian food, so he thought that it was a good idea. So when we decided where we were gonna go, he's like, do you want to just drive with me? Now, please don't judge me on this. Just take it as a warning, even though nothing bad happens. But take it as, just don't do it though. I'm so bad with my words, I'm sorry. So we did drive in his car to the restaurant. But in my defense, it was only like 15 minutes away. I mean, you know, it's not terrible. I was a little bit nervous, but since once I had met him in person in public and he seemed alright, I decided that that was fine. Now, you know, in most cases, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, I could have been unlucky, could have been crazy, and I could have been in big trouble, but I wasn't, so that's good that I wasn't, but it doesn't always happen that way. So we went to the restaurant, and he actually was like very like sweet, very respectable. He like would open the car door for me and close it, like very like things you don't see at all at this age. No, it was weird, but in a good way. The only downside was during the car ride he played country music. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I probably look like I would be a fan, but I'm not a fan. He was very into cars. He worked at like some kind of like car tire place. He did a lot of work on his car. He had like 80s, 1990s truck that he had fixed the engine and everything on. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, so we go to this, and so I'm expecting to go into something like, I don't know, you know, similar to like an Olive Garden, a nice Italian restaurant, but nothing like super, you know, super fancy because, you know, we're only like 20, like what? So yeah, we go into this restaurant and it was extremely fancy, and I'm thinking, what is going on? Like, this is weird, but nice, but weird. So yeah, we go up, they seat us, we sit down at the table, and I just remember it being like extremely fancy. The waitresses and waiters were dressed super nice, and maybe this is where I went wrong, I don't know. I was not dressed that fancy. I didn't think this was that fancy. Was he dressed nice? Yeah, he kind of was. He was wearing like, not a suit or anything, but like a nice like shirt you would wear under a suit. It's like a nice polo button-up shirt. Can't remember the pants, but they might have been nice pants. And so here I am I think I had like a tank top and like a Nike, like a blue Nike workout sweater that was like that sweatproof material. So like obviously it was like a workout sweater, like come on. So I'm wearing I'm wearing that. I think back to this and I'm like, why would I wear that on a date in general? You know, my thinking wasn't the best then, I guess. It wasn't. I think I just had yoga pants and like gym shoes on, maybe Converse. In my defense, I was wearing makeup at least. I mean, that's a plus. So I'm just feeling extremely weird at this point. I didn't think we would go to a restaurant this nice at all. And I'm like, oh no, I hope he doesn't judge me. He probably did judge me, but what can you do? We start talking about our lives while we're waiting for our food to be ordered. And he's just telling me about how he wants to be a pilot. He's in school right now to become a pilot. And I'm just thinking, wow, that is really cool. Oh, or maybe, okay, I'm so bad with details. He was either wanting to become a pilot or he was wanting to work on planes. I know that's totally different things. I'm sorry, it's been about a year. I forget the details. Something with planes. It sounded cool. It sounded legit. He worked a lot at the car place in his spare time to make money, and then he also went to school, and I thought, wow, that's very respectable. That's nice. He talked about his family. He was very nice talking about that, and we just, I don't know, we really, okay, so this is the thing, and this is probably another reason, wow, it's coming back to me now. So when I'm on dates, I always let them talk about themselves more than I will ever say about my life or talk about myself. To me, it's just more comfortable to listen to someone else talking about themselves rather than me telling about myself, because I don't know if we're going to go on a second date. I don't know if I'm ever going to see this person again, and I don't really want to waste my time or give away a lot of like details about my life if it's not going to matter. So I kind of like will hold off to like talk about myself. So most of the time, we did talk about him. So maybe he didn't get a good idea of who I was or my interests or my life, and so it made him uninterested in me. I mean, that is actually a very big possibility. But yeah, that's why I don't do that, and that could be why. So we talked a lot about his life. I thought things went well because he just seemed like a really nice guy. I thought he like possibly liked me. Not that he really indicated anything because he was so like nice and like respectful. We are waiting a while for our food while we're talking, and eventually the waitress comes back and she's like, oh my god, I am so sorry, this has been taking so long, this is awful, apologizing to us profusely. Then the manager and the chef come out and they're like, we are so sorry, this shouldn't have happened, someone made a mistake, and they gave us 50% off of our bill. And I'm like, wow. Well, this is nice because this is expensive as it is, and I thought that was really cool. And so then at the end, when it comes time to pay the bill, I always like to split bills during dates because to me that's just how I am. I don't want someone else to pay for me. I would just not feel right about it, and I believe in equal rights for women, so I think that would be like contradicting saying that if I expected him to pay for the full bill because he is the guy. I mean, it's nice when guys do that, but I don't like them to do that most of the time. So I reached to my wallet to grab my card as well, and he's like, no, I have it. And I'm like, what? No, are you sure? And he's like, no, I want to get it. He already had like his cash out in the little black slip thing that you put the money in, like, and put it back. So like I felt weird trying to push it, so I just like let him, and I didn't feel as bad as well just because we did get 50% off of our bill. But at the same time, you know, I hate when that happens. But I mean, it was very nice of him and I appreciated that. We take our leftovers home because whoever finishes food at Italian restaurants, you can't, it's too much. And we leave. We go back into his car, we talk a little bit more, we drive back to the mall, he drops me off at my car. Did I expect us to hug goodbye? Did I expect us to kiss goodbye? I mean, maybe a hug at least. I mean, it was awkward because he was still sitting in his seat. he actually did not get out of the car. So I was like, okay, well, it was really nice meeting you. I had a good time. Thank you for dinner. Bye. Talk to you later. And he was like, I forgot what he said, but yeah. And that was about it. And I just walked back to my car, got in, put my GPS on, and drove home. Then, this is when the story gets interesting. Later that night, we are texting, and he seems a little bit off. He's not talking as much as he usually does, and I'm just like, oh, maybe he just, didn't like me after all. And I wish I still had the conversation. It would make so much more sense because I'm forgetting a lot of it, but he was just saying how our conversation, even though it was so nice, made him think about a lot about his life and how he needs to focus on school and his family right now, and he shouldn't be getting into a relationship. If anyone knows what that means, I'm pretty sure that's what nice guys say when they're letting you down nicely. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I just felt kind of like let down. I wasn't super into him just because we hadn't been talking for that long, but at the same time, who wants to get rejected, And I talked to one of my guy friends about it that night as well. So anyways, my guy friend that I'm referring to in the story, that is now my boyfriend. Yeah, anyways. So he was saying like, maybe it was because I didn't talk about my life enough, or, maybe I said something wrong. He wasn't really completely sure either, so who knows? I mean, I have ideas now that I'm re-looking at the story and thinking about it, but in the end, does it really matter? No, not really. I'm just thankful that I didn't get kidnapped or die. And the nice, respectful Tinder date that I finally had at that point didn't even like me. So I can't win in life, apparently. I'm just kidding. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Want more Tinder videos? Give it a like. Thumbs up. Yeah, do that. If not, just thumbs it down. I don't really mind. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I mean, you might a little bit, but that's alright. I am going to go ahead and go. And I will see you guys in my next video. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Alright, bye guys.